You guys ready? Come on. Come on, Sassy. Taking my cats on a hike. People that know me know I do this, but I thought I'd make a YouTube video, kind of show people, talk about it. I think maybe I can help some people. So, let me make sure this is focusing. I can't see. I'm using my phone, and it's really bright out here. I think it's on. Okay, anyway. See his tail's all fluffed up? He's a little bit nervous. Come on, Choco. So anyway, I take my cats on a hike. People ask me how I get them to come hiking with me. And essentially, I started them on a leash. And like most people's cat, they just lay there and stared at me and wondered like what the heck I was doing. And after a few days or maybe a week, I don't really remember exactly what it was, but pretty fast, they figured out that they could start scattering. And so they don't really walk in a straight line. They'll run under a car, run between cars, run around. That's my female cat right there, walking up. Come on, Sassy. So anyway, then after a while, they start figuring out they need to walk with you, kind of like a dog does. And then after that, and it's a long time, maybe years, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years. And you can slowly start taking the leash off, once here, once there. Try it where you feel safe. But they aren't like dogs, and there's a reason why they have a saying it's like herding cats. So you need to know how to deal with them. So one of the first things I do to deal with it is I taught them from a very young age to respond to my whistles. So when I whistle, and the more I whistle, the louder I whistle, the more they know something's wrong. And so they come to me. Come on, Sass. My female's pretty young. She's only 5 or 6. She got off the leash a lot faster. She kind of was just smart. She started walking on a leash instantly. Came off the leash because my black cat here, his name's Choco. He walks with me almost like a dog. He'll stay right next to me within like 5 feet of me almost all the time. So she kind of follows along, but needs some coaxing every so often to get her to start moving. So anyway, back to the original conversation. So after a while, you can start taking them off leash gradually, and then the longer you do it, the more you can take them off leash for good. But I say this with a major asterisk. Asterisk? Is that how you say that? Anyway. And basically it's this. Your cats can get killed at any moment. And you have to accept that if you're going to give them this kind of a life, things can go south and you might lose your cats. I've had 2 or 3 encounters where my black cat got scared by a dog, and instead of running away or running up a tree, he went to go attack the dog. And so I had to step back and figure out how to deal with that. And thank goodness I'm so big and so loud that when I scream and yell, even the dog freaked out and kind of everybody paused and it gave the owner enough time to get his dog. So things can go south, and you need to accept that if you're going to do this, you know, anything can happen. There's coyote packs that live in these sticks over here. If at any time they were stalking me and they decided they wanted to take him out, they could do it. And there was not much I could do. I could try to stop it, I could fight them, swing my sticks at them, try to stab them. But if they wanted them, they would get them. So you got to kind of know you're risking your cat's life by doing this. But for me, I think it gives my cats a more rich life. It allows them to have more freedom, to roam, to go climb trees like this tree. They love to climb this tree. I'll put some video up to show you guys some of that. He might actually go do it today. So it all depends on how he feels. He's getting old. He's like 14, 15 years old. Can't remember if I got him when I was 31 or 32. I'm 46 now, so. He's getting up there. This is my female. She's a youngster. What's up, Sassy? You gonna say hi? So she's super skittish. So the story behind her, let me back up. The story behind him is probably the beginning because he's the oldest one. So he started when I had an ad agency. I had a girlfriend. We were all living in a big house. Had a pretty good, easy life going on. So he was an indoor cat most of his life. And I went on the road and started traveling about 7 years ago. So he went from being an indoor cat to an RV cat / hang out in parks. And now he hangs out and he's just a cool cat. He's figured out the lifestyle. He opened the door for my RV or my van. He knows to come in or go out. He's just a smart cat. I love this cat. But anyway, so I got him. I got him because a neighbor had a bunch of her cat, or his cat, their cat, had a bunch of kittens, and she was so skinny, there was no chance she was going to survive feeding all those cats, or at least those cats weren't going to survive eating off her, so it wasn't going to happen. So I took him. He was the run of the litter. I figured if I took him, I gave the rest a little bit better chance to live, and I bottle fed him from about 2 weeks on until he was done, which is part of the reason he has that kink in his tail. So anyway, I go on the road and I have 2 cats and I get a third cat. It was kind of a feral cat, but I tried to save it. It was a kitten. It got out, got killed. Coyotes or something just disappeared in the canyons one day. It just wouldn't come back to me no matter how much I called for it. And so a couple days later, my other neighbor says, "Hey, I got a kitten. Do you want it? My Rottweilers are trying to kill her and I can't keep her," because he wanted a cat, but his dogs just weren't going to have it. So at the time, I had just lost the other one. I'm like, no, I don't want it. And then I love gray cats, and I've been wanting a gray cat. So I asked him what color it was, and sure enough, it turns out she's a gray cat. She's a Russian blue. And so the cat I wanted, so I'm like, okay, for her, I don't know what you call that, grace or luck or whatever you want to call that. I take her, but I tell him I just lost a cat, and I'm not going to protect her because I plan to live on the road. There's coyotes and hawks and eagles and owls. I mean, the stuff that would kill your cat never even occurred to me when I lived in the suburbs. And then you come out here and you realize all of a sudden your cats could get killed by anything. And they start becoming aware of it. So for her, I didn't protect her. I let her come in the RV if she wanted, leave if she wanted. Whatever she wanted to do, it was her world. She got to do what she wanted to do. She was smart, so she stayed in the RV most of the time and would just pop her RV. Actually, it was a fifth wheel. And she would pop her head out and stare at the birds. And I had some chickens at the time. She would stare at my chickens. And I had a little tiny, off-grid kind of property I was renting. Anyway, and so she would jump out the window every so often, chase the chickens, because it was just her, little thing she had fun with. She would chase them until they got frustrated and chased her. And then she'd run back in the RV and sit down and stare out the window all day. So she really became aware that there was a lot of things out here, hawks and eagles, that were trying to kill her. Well, I don't know, maybe a week into having her, my other cat, his name was Little, was a beast. That cat would just attack. He had 2 dogs. We had 2 dogs, a German Shepherd, and I think it was a Doberman or something. Came down to my camp, and him and Choco attacked those dogs like they weren't having it. They were just beast on it. So he was a mean cat as far as when it came to defending his pack. But I don't think he had any idea at that time, because he was still mostly a house cat, of what coyotes were. So when I was gone one day at work, I would leave them outside so they can go in and out as they wanted. And one day he just disappeared. I came home, couldn't find him again. Had it been the dogs, there would have been a dead body or something there for me to find. So it was either the hawks or the coyotes. I say hawks, and people kind of don't really get how serious that is. What happens is a hawk will swoop down, grab your cat while your cat's alive, fly up, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever feet. They're flying way up there, and they just drop your cat. And then your cat falls and splats on the ground, and then they just go down and eat them and do what they want to do. So hawks are pretty vicious, and they kill cats a lot. So do owls. I've had neighbors in some of these places I've lived whose cats were snatched up by owls and flown up to the top of palm trees and basically turned into dinner. So, there's a lot of things that want to kill them. So anyway, she's aware of that. She's figured it all out. And good of that is she's still alive. She still understands all these threats. She's always looking. You can see she's staring right now. Bad side of that is now she's skittish. And so she's very skittish of everybody, even including me. She loves me. She'll come lay next to me. She's super sweet to me. Wants to be next to me all the time. But she's just built-in skittish. She's on alert all the time. So I kind of stress because I don't know if that was the right or wrong thing to do. It's kept her alive, but I don't know. Anyway, it's a hard one for me. I kind of go back and forth on that one. So anyway, those are my cats. You got to take your chance with what you do. If you're going to let your cats do all what I'm doing, it could go south. You also got to realize, I don't know if you guys see if I can zoom in on that. Again, I'm using my phone because I don't really normally do this. But there's a rabbit running down that trail. I can't tell because there's a glare. I'll see when I put this on my laptop. But anyway, my cats have gone after these rabbits before, and they caught a bunny one time. Thank goodness I saved its life, but you know, that's the other side. Your cats are predators. So as much as they're prey, they're also predators, and they're going to try to kill rabbits and squirrels and things that you're out here, you know, walking around. So for me, you know, the odd one that they catch and they kill, there's nothing you can do about it. I'll let them eat them. So like the birds, they'll catch a tiny bird every so often, and if they do, it's theirs. They eat it. I think it's healthy for them. It's what nature intended for them to have, God intended for them to have. Anyway, come on, cats, let's go. So let me turn around so you guys can kind of see. They just follow me. He likes to lead mostly. She likes to follow. But I got to turn around so I can see where I'm going so I don't walk into these bushes. Come on, big cat. So while I'm walking, I'm always listening. Do I hear anything? Can I hear an owner? Do I hear a dog? Do I hear a chain? Like the chain of a collar or something? Because I have to be the thing that keeps my cats alive. They can't do it. So if I don't see the coyote, if I don't see the dog, it's maybe 50-50 at best if your pet lives through that. So I'm thankful that I'm a big guy and I can scream and yell, and like I said, most animals will freeze in their tracks. I've had one, and again, I struggle on how much of this I agree with or don't agree with. But this guy would release his dog over here. This is a back area of this camp that I come to. And he releases, there's rabbits all over the place. And he releases his dog to come back here and kill rabbits. And I never see body parts. I think his dog actually eats the rabbits. And I don't know, I guess that's okay. They're animals eating animals, right? That's what they're designed for. But anyway, the first time I had saw this dog, or seen this dog, it gets let off the leash, and he's starting to get ready to run for the rabbits, and all of a sudden I come around the corner with my cats, and you can see how that almost turned into a bad situation. So come on, guys. Sorry, my cats are you hear them growl, meowing. That's them basically telling me let's get going. Come on, guys. So yeah, sorry I can't keep the camera on them while I'm walking. Not that coordinated. Anyway, so I screamed and I had this stick. I always carry this walking stick with me because if I had to push a snake out of the way, that's a whole nother set of issues. I've had them walk past rattlesnakes a couple of times and they were completely oblivious. Both times they didn't see the snake at all. And the only time he reacted is when I reacted and pushed the snake away, and then the snake coiled up and started rattling. As soon as he did, my cat was gone. He was like, turned around and walked the other way. Come on, guys. So if you watch them, they're constantly stopping. They're constantly looking in the bushes. They're observing what's going on around them. They're aware that this is deadly. They don't ever do this without me. They're outside. They can walk and go do this on their own if they wanted to, but they don't. They're aware of what's going on. And so back to the cat issues. You have to decide if it's worth the risk for you, what kind of cat you have. See, now she's going after the lizard. Come on, Sass, leave the lizard alone. No. Hey, leave that lizard alone. Come on. See? She would have just killed the lizard. There's no reason that lizard didn't need to die. You know, it's a bird and they got a bird. That's part of their dinner. They can eat it. But they kill the lizards and they don't eat them. And I kind of feel like that's wasting a life that doesn't need to be wasted. So anyway, if your cat is something that if you lost, you couldn't cope, you probably shouldn't do this. And although I'd probably be heartbroken if I lost my cats, I accept that I'd rather them be free and to come out here and hang out with me and walk like this than be kept inside an apartment, a house, or whatever. Kept inside a confined space that they can't really be free in. My female, she's really pretty, really fat. So his name's Choco, because if you see in the sun, I don't think if I can get out of the shade, he's not really black, he's actually a really dark chocolate color. And which is ironic, right? And then he's and that's why he's Choco, right? Chocolate. And so her name is Sassy. And I call her Sassy because you see how she walks with a little kind of switch in her walk. She kind of has an arch in her back. When she runs, she kind of curls her tail and kinks her tail. She's just real sassy. She does what she wants to do. So I call her Sassy. And then I also call her Fat Girl because she's a fat girl. And I also call her Girl. But I'm not calling her like girl like the word girl twice. It's like, like a lion growling or a cat growling. So Girl. And I call her that because I've probably had 10, 15 cats in my life. And of all my cats, she's the only cat I've ever had that actually growls. So if I cuddle with her too much or hug her more than she wants to be hugged or she wants to go, she'll growl at you with this like little cute growl. And it's almost like, just makes you want to cuddle her more. So it's not a really good thing for her. She's trying to get you to stop, and all it does is make you want to cuddle her more because it makes her more cute. So those are her three names. Choco's Choco. Call him Big Guy because he used to be big like her before he started getting old and got worms one season. And it took me a while to get his medicine. It took me about 8 weeks to finally find this medicine. I went to every vet, every store, and I guess there was an explosion of worms that year and all the medicine was gone. So anyway, but now he's at a pretty good weight. He's a little skinny because he's old. But I'm going to put him on a raw meat diet here pretty soon, so hopefully that goes right. He has crystals in his urine, and that causes problems sometimes, so I got to be real careful on how I formulate his food. But I don't think feeding him corn food is the right way to do this. I think we're giving our cats just enough substance to keep them alive. We make them fat, kind of like what we do, right? We're eating potato chips and french fries, and it's basically a cat version of that. Yeah, it's a beautiful cat. I love that cat. So anyway, these are my cats. Wanted to give you guys a look at what we do. We just go on walks and hang out. They usually stop when I stop. They'll meow and walk around and kind of get me to get going. They feel safer here because they can kind of look out and see, nothing's happening. But anyway, we'll have to do this another video another time, maybe. Just giving it a shot, seeing what this looks like.